What's good, YouTube? That 192 here, back again, once again, and today I am your coach for the Tucson Terrakions, who are proudly sponsored by the Nappy Nation. So, of course, if you're a proud member of the Nappy Nation, and you're hyped for this week's UCL battle, definitely make sure you smash our like button down below for us, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. But like I said, I'm your proud coach for the Tucson Terrakions. That is our team in the United Championship League, and what we're going to do today is, before we actually get into the battle itself, we're going to do a quick team building session on Pokemon Showdown, so I can explain to you why I chose the mons that we did choose, because of course you guys know, if you caught the draft, each team in the league has 12 Pokemon they can choose from each week to build a team out of, and that's what the most difficult thing is, because when it comes to team building, there's so many different ways that you can do it. You can either build a team and not worry about what your opponent's bringing, or you can try your hardest to try and predict what your opponent's going to bring, because your opponent's going to try and bring Pokemon to counter the Pokemon that you might possibly bring. So it's really hard to team build using just 12 Pokemon. It's easier if you only had 6, of course, because you know exactly what they're going to bring. But now there's so many different options and possibilities, and I just got my fingers, my toes, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things crossed. So hopefully we chose the right things. So either way, let's go ahead and jump over here to Showdown and explain the team that we brought to take on our Week 1 opponent. I didn't even mention who we're battling. Our Week 1 opponent is the Tulsa Talonflames, coached by Cuddle of Death, or I should say coached by Kristen, aka Cuddle of Death. And her team is scary. Her team is terrifyingly scary. Let me see if I can bring up and name off the mons that she actually brought. Let me see, where do I have them listed? She drafted Ferrothorn, Heatran, Latias from OU, Galvantula, Salamence, Houndoom, Mega Houndoom from UU, Jellicent, Virizion, Seismitoad from RU, and then Liepard, Muck, and Dusknoir from NU. So her team is crazy scary, crazy scary. She's got a lot of threats on her team, and honestly, I haven't ever really been nervous to battle Kristen before in the past. But today, I'm kind of shaking in my boots. I'm really kind of nervous because her team is so well put together. It's so well built. But, like I said, I did sit down and team build. I actually had Numb Nexus help me out a little bit. You know, I used him for consulting. I was like, Nexus, what do you think about this? What do you think what she's going to do here? Yada, yada, yada. And of course, I can't consult with Nexus when I battle him, but he did help me out. So, again, hopping over to Showdown. Let's see what we go ahead and decide to bring for our team this time. Our first mon that we have on the team is Rotom Heat. When I drafted Rotom Heat from the UCL draft out of UU, I was so confident with the pick, and even up until now, I'm still super duper confident with the pick because it's Rotom fucking Heat, electric, fire. It's got amazing typing. Its weaknesses are what? Rock, water. It's a mold breaker. Excuse me. Everyone wants to come through with that, but still, he's got so few weaknesses, and he's so versatile in the UU tier. And because it's a Rotom, its stats are so evenly balanced, so you can build it any way you want. Today, we're going to be using him as our special wall to help wall a couple of our other Pokemon. We did try and go with the whole notion of predicting what she's going to bring, and I don't know if that's going to work or not. I feel like she's going to bring her Ferrothorn, Heatran, Latias, Galvantula, Salamence, and either the Seismitoad or the Virizion, to be honest. So Rotom Heat plays a huge part, especially if she ends up bringing Ferrothorn or Heatran or Galvantula. Galvantula can't touch Rotom Heat. There's nothing Galvantula can do unless you carry like Hidden Power Rock or something. So I'm super happy and super excited that we have Rotom Heat on the team. We're rocking Calm Nature, Max HP, Max Special Defense, Overheat, Will-O-Wisp, Overheat, Volt Switch, Pain Split, and Will-O-Wisp. So we have reliable recovery, and if we get the chance, if she is bringing the Salamence, if it's going to be Scarf Mox or anything like that, if we get the chance, if we can get rid of that Heatran, we can actually get a Will-O-Wisp off on that Salamence, and that's going to help cripple it really quickly, because the one thing about her team and all the mons that she drafted, unless there's a Pokemon that gets something that I'm not aware of, there's nobody on her team that gets anything that can heal status conditions on the rest of her team. No one gets Aromatherapy, no one gets Heal Bell, nothing like that. Latias gets Healing Wish, but if she wants to go for a Healing Wish, she's sacrificing her Latias. So I don't see that actually happening. So if we can burn that Salamence, which we're not open to do if she brings Heatran, because of course Heatran carries Flash Fire, then we can burn that Salamence, and that'll be a huge offensive force on her team that's crippled, which I would love to do. On the defensive side, we have Cindy. the Gastrodon. You guys, a lot of you guys know Cindy. Cindy is here. Of course, it's Bold Nature, max HP, max defense, a little bit in special attack. Rockin' Leftovers and Storm Drain, of course, because another fear on her team is that she might try and bring a rain team, or she might try and run a sort of rain team if she really wanted to, because she does have the Galvantula with Thunder. There is the Jellicent and the Seismitoad threat as well. But if anyone wants to bring a rain team against us, it gets completely halted in their tracks because of Gastrodon. So unless you have a Pokemon on your rain team that's carrying a grass type move, because that's Gastrodon's only weakness, you can't touch Gastrodon because we're just eating it up. Storm Drain it up, Storm Drain it up, Storm Drain it up, Storm Drain it up. We're rocking Scald, Toxic Recover, and Ice Beam. Scald, of course, is there because it's stab and we get burns with it. Toxic is there because Gastrodon's super duper bulky and we can just try and stall someone out. Recover for reliable recovery. And then Ice Beam is there on the off chance that we do live a hit from that Salamence. That Salamence is a huge, huge, scary threat and risk for us. So hopefully if we can catch the Salamence really quickly and she can't get too far ahead with the Scarf Moxie Salamence, then maybe we can get a quick Ice Beam off and do as much damage as we can to the point where we can bring in someone that has E-Speed or something and finish off the Salamence. Because I think Salamance's base defense is like 80 or 85 or something like that, somewhere around there. So he's not the bulkiest mon in the world, but he can take a hit or two. And of course, with it not being stabbed from Cindy, and with Cindy being more defensive than offensive, it's not like we're going to hit the Salamence super duper hard. So if you guys can't tell, the Salamence is a big threat for us so far. It's a big threat. Then up next we have Cheshire. Oh, and her Heatran can't touch Cindy at all. There's nothing Heatran can do that will do any sort of significant damage to Cindy, so I'm happy about that. Up next we have Cheshire, our Gengar, and I'm very, very hesitant to ever use Gengar in battle because it's one of those things that's so cliche, because it's like, oh my god, I killed Nappy's Gengar, ha 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 ha, or people want to bring a Gengar against me so they can say, oh, I beat Nappy with his own mascot, it's so fucking funny, ah ha 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 ha. But I decided that we do need to bring Gengar. We did Scarf him on the off chance that her Salamence is Scarf Moxie. On the off chance that she doesn't in fact bring the Liepard or anybody else, we did in fact Scarf him, and because he's Scarf, he is Modest Nature, max speed, max special attack, with a little bit in special defense. The reason that another reason that I wanted him to be Scarfed is so that, number one, we can make sure we outspeed any Scarfer she has, because there's nobody on her team that outspeeds our Gengar. The only mon on her team that is anywhere near as fast as Gengar is her Latios. Latios and Gengar are both speed type, base 110. But if we're Scarfed, even if we're Modest Nature, because she's not going to run a Scarf Latios. Who runs a Scarf Latios? Like, Latios is bulkier. We can outspeed it, and I think Shadow Ball is a 2-hit KO against her Latios. I just have to hope and pray that we already have some damage off on the Latios to begin with. That's what I really have to hope and pray, that we have some damage already on her Latios to begin with, so that the Shadow Ball can get the KO against the Latios. When it comes to anything else on our team, we carry Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Taunt, and Icy Wind. The Taunt is there for her Galvantula. I have a good feeling that Kristen's going to lead with her Galvantula, because if you guys remember the song I did with Shofu a while back called Champion, I mentioned a line there, I got a Galvantula that's rough and tough. And ever since then, anytime she has a Galvantula, she nicknames it Rough and Tough, which is adorable. It makes my little nappy heart pitter-patter. But still, I know Kristen, I feel like she might try and lead off with that, especially if she wants to have the Scarf Salamence come in and do work. She might try and get the Sticky Webs up, and if she does Sticky Webs with Scarf Moxie Salamence, that's just final nail in the coffin right there for us. Especially if she has mons like Jellicent, Virizion, Seismitoad, Heatran, or Mecha Houndoom, or other mons that aren't super duper speedy. Mecha Houndoom's a little bit faster than the rest, but still, Sticky Webs could be a great asset to her and her team. And if she does end up bringing both Ferrothorn, Heatran, or Galvantula, that's a whole lot of hazards that we need to take care of. So hopefully we can outspeed turn 1, taunt the Galvantula so she doesn't see it coming, and we can keep her from setting up Sticky Webs and force that Galvantula out. But still, Shadow Ball is there, obviously, because it's stab. I think it's a 2 or 3 hit KO on Heatran since it's neutral damage. Heatran, Ferrothorn, and Latios. Latios are honestly the biggest threats on our team because, well, besides the Salamence, because they're OU and whatnot. So when it comes to Shadow Ball, it's obviously there just for damage. Sludge Wave is there in case she brings the Virizion, or yeah, basically just the Virizion, because it's not going to do anything more that Shadow Ball wouldn't do the rest of them. So Sludge Wave is there just for poison type stab. Sludge Wave, and Shadow Ball is there. Then, like I said, lead Taunt with the Scarf is to keep the Galvantula from doing anything else. And then we carry Icy Wind too, because of mons like Ferrothorn, Galvantula, Salamence, Latias, even though we carry Shadow Ball for Latias, but still, it's there just in case we want to get that speed drop, because Icy Wind does lower your speed, and it's there just for coverage as well. So I'm feeling kind of happy about Cheshire. I'm happy that I know that there's nothing, absolutely nothing on her team that can outspeed us. So we are modest nature, like I said, max special attack, max speed. So I'm not too concerned about that, because the only thing that comes anywhere near close would be Latias. Like, she would have to Scarf the Latias, or she'd have to Scarf the Liper. Those are the only two things that come anywhere near close to outspeeding us, even if she were to Scarf them as well. So I'm happy that we have that speed there, and he's our mascot, so hopefully he doesn't fail us. Up next, we have Titania, Queen of the Fairies, our Mega Gardevoir that we drafted from OU in the draft. Of course, it's holding the Gardevoir right. It's got Synchronize as well. We're rocking Hyper Voice, Psyshock for any special walls out there. Well, really, her bulkiest mons are Ferrothorn and Heatran. They both resist. But it's still out there. It's still just a possibility, so we're not just completely walled by a special wall. Hyper Voice is there, Psyshock, Focus Blast is there for the Heatran and the Ferrothorn, since they are steel types, and then we carry Substitute as well. One of the things that Nexus pointed out to me is that if we can get a sub up on Gardevoir, and as long as she's not carrying, like, Gyro Ball or something like that on her Ferrothorn, we should be able to get a substitute up and run house on her team. We should be able to get a substitute up and run house on her team. Ferrothorn, Focus Blast, Heatran, Focus Blast, Latias, Hyper Voice, Galvantula, we can Hyper Voice it. It's not going to live a whole lot. It probably might be Sash, so it can live one, but Galvantula's not that bulky to begin with, so Hyper Voice. It does scare me a little bit because Galvantula does carry Bug Buzz, which goes through substitute, but if we have enough health, I know for a fact that we can live a Bug Buzz and hit her twice. So we can catch her on a switch in, do the damage, or if it's already damaged, all we need to do is live one Bug Buzz if we have enough health, and then we can take out the Galvantula as well. Salamence, obviously Hyper Voice, Mega Houndoom, Hyper Voice, Jellicent. Jellicent might be a little bit more difficult to take down. We might have to Hyper Voice. Again, Hyper Voice just takes care of a lot of stuff. Virizion, Hyper Voice. Seismitoad, Hyper Voice. Liepard, Hyper Voice. The Muck would have to, well, Muck, Psyshot. Boom, taken care of. Dusknoir, Hyper Voice. Again, I'm pretty sure Hyper Voice is 2 KO on the Dusknoir. So all 12 for Mons. If we can get a sub up, we have a way to take care of them with one of the strongest Mons on our team being Titania. It's just when it comes to Titania and Cheshire, we really have to play very, very smart and careful with them, because in their own right, they are really frail. And one misclick or one misplay and they're just gone. And those are our two most offensive, or especially offensive, mons down the drain, which would suck. So, moving on, up next we have Blue Note, our Lucario. Lucario was a last-second grab out of UU for us, and I'm really, really happy that we got him for multiple reasons. The main reason I want to scoop him up is because he is who we're going to go to in case anyone wants to run Knockoff, because he does carry Justified, and what's a Knockoff going to do to Lucario? Not that much, unless you're running Banded Knockoff or something like that. But we ended up focus sashing him because Blue Note is our last-ditch effort against that Salamence. I am deathly afraid of that Salamence. Of course, when it comes to other mons on their team, Ferrothorn and Heatran obviously get bodied by close combat. Galvantula, we can close combat that as well. We can E-speed it if we need to break the sash and get a little bit of damage off. Salamence, like I said, it's a last ditch effort for Salamence. That's why we focus sashed it. So as long as we can clear the hazards on the field and make sure we can keep the focus sash intact on Blue Note, what will end up happening is, if she decides to set up with her Salamence, or Scarf Moxie Salamence, we can send in Blue Note. Because he's Sash, we'll take the hit from the Salamence and hit back with a Ice Punch. How often do you see Ice Punch Lucario? Like, I'm not saying it's not viable, but how often do you honestly see Ice Punch Lucario? So, we decided to slap Ice Punch on there just in case she wants to get frisky with that Salamence. We can handle it. Again, Mega Houndoom, super frail, E-speed, or close combat. Jellicent is really the biggest thorn in my side when it comes to this, because I thought about running Crunch on Lucario just for that, and at the same time for the Latias, but I ended up ruling it out because if we carry Ice Punch, we take care of the Latias and the Salamence at the same time, instead of Crunch, which is just for Jellicent. So hopefully she doesn't end up bringing the Jellicent. Like I said, this is why it's so hard to prep and plan for a possible 12 different Pokemon. You know, you can only cover so much. But when it comes to the Jellicent, we just have to be wary of it because Jellicent does carry Will-O-Wisp as well, and we don't want anything to happen there. The Virizion can get bopped by an Ice Punch or close combat. The Seismitoad, we're not really too prepared for that either. We just have to hit it as hard as we can with a close combat and hope for the best. Liepard, E-Speed, close combat. Muck. Don't really have anything when it comes to Lucario for Muck. If we carried Earthquake, that wouldn't be too bad. And the Dust and Wire is the same position as the Jellicent. So Lucario, again, like I said, he's really there as a last-ditch effort. He is our insurance policy for that Salamence. If anything happens and she does end up getting set up, then that's going to be an issue. That's going to be a problem. We can take care of it with the Sash Ice Punch. The only downside, well, number one, if Ice Punch for whatever reason doesn't kill, the next time we'll get an E-Speed off and definitely kill the Salamence. The only downside to not having one of our 2 Intimidate users, because that was another possible solution I wanted to rock out with for dealing with the Salamence, is we have Crocodile with Intimidate. We also have Quillfish with Intimidate. And I was like, am I really going to bring Quillfish? Like, I could try. I might try and end up messing with Quillfish next week or whatnot. Originally, I drafted Quillfish as trade fodder for the South Beach Slow Kings for their Tyrantrum, but I don't know. I was talking to Nexus, and I might change my mind about Quillfish. He might become more of a utility mon than I expect, because he gets things like Thunder Wave, Intimidate. He can flinch with Waterfall. He can flinch hacks people out. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we do with Quillfish, but. It was either this insurance policy of Sash, Ice Punch, Lucario, or just trying to deal with Intimidate over and over and over again against the Salamence, which I don't know how well that would have gone off with. But either way, we are Jolly Natured. 252 attack, 252 speed, and a little bit in special defense. The only other thing that is a viability or an option with Blue Note, as you can see, we carry Extreme Speed, Close Combat, Swords Dance, and Ice Punch. Swords Dance replaced Crunch originally. I know how I said I was debating over Ice Punch or Crunch. I was going back and forth. But Swords Dance, I was talking to PK, and he made a point that since we are sashed, if we do get the chance to, we could go for a Swords Dance, live whatever hit someone goes for, and then we're set. We have a clean times 2 attack. We can E-Speed, we can close combat, we do whatever we need to. Lucario's got what, like base 90 speed or something like that. It's even higher with beneficial nature, so Lucario's not running Swords Dance as an option isn't bad. It's not our primary focus or our primary goal, but as an option, it's not too bad. Then last but not least on the team, we have Scrub It Up Dub, the Flygon down here. I had to scoop up Flygon from RU because one of the biggest things that was missing from the team was a serious offensive force, and the most offensive typing in the game, or one of the most offensive typing in the game, of course, is Dragon. So I wanted to scoop up Flygon. Another reason I want to scoop up Flygon is because he's got decent stats. I'm pretty sure he has base 100 attack, base 100 speed as well, and that's smack dab in the middle. You outspeed half of whatever's in front of you, especially if you band or scarf it, it can dish out a lot of damage. And that's how I normally like to run Flygon, is either with a band or with a scarf, so I can make sure I can outspeed and dish out whatever damage I need to. But I decided to go for a little bit more of a utility backseat role this time around. It's built a little bit bulkier as well, and the reason for that is because Flygon is our defogger on the team. We didn't draft a spinner, we did draft 2 defoggers. We have Flygon and Swellow. Swellow's not being used this week, but Flygon is here because, again, it's nice to have the typing there if need be. And of course, we have Defog on it, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and U-Turn. We are We are leftovers to heal it up. Like I said, it's really itchy not running Bandit or Scarfed. It just makes me nervous, but we're gonna see what we can do with it. Again, like I said, we have to keep those hazards away from Blue Note or Lucario so we can keep that Sash intact and whatnot. And if we can get the defog up across the field, then bye-bye Sticky Webs, bye-bye Stealth Rocks, bye-bye Spikes, or anything else that Kristen wants to try and set up, which I wouldn't put against her, seeing as she, like I said, she has Ferrothorn, she has Heatran, she does have Galvantula as well, so we gotta keep Scrub alive and make sure that we can defog all those hazards off the field. But like I said, Dragon Claw and Earthquake, obviously for stab, and then U-Turn so that we can defog and then turn around and get the hell up out of there. His spread is a little bit different than usual. Let me get the exact details here. His spread, he's rocking 252 attack. I didn't even think about actually bringing the full page up like that. I should have done that. I'll do that next week. We have 252 in attack, so we can hit as hard as we can. And 252 in speed. Actually, this is not the right spread. There's a different spread for defog, and I'm got my fingers crossed, hoping that that's the one that we have genned. If not, that might cost us the battle. But the defog spread has a little bit different. It's got like a few points in the defense and special defense that we can live a hit. But I guess just the Scarf Band just got the best of me. I want the attack and speed. Gotta hit as hard as we can. So I don't know. We'll see what we can end up doing with it. But with that, that is our proposed team for this week against Kristen's or the Tulsa Talonflames offensive monsters. And I hope and pray that we can pull out the W. And if not, then at least a close battle. Last thing I want to do is get 6-0'd in the first week. That would be difficult to bear. Either way, I hope you guys are hyped and excited. I know I'm definitely nervous. This isn't just a regular Wi-Fi battle. These are like high-profile Wi-Fi battles because they're against other YouTubers and it's in a league format and whatnot. I just hope we can do the best we can. Our goal for this season is to at least break even. That's goal number 1. I want to go at least 8-7 in the 15-week season. But my actual final goal is 10-5. I think if we play smart enough, we can pull out a 10-5 lead, and hopefully that might be good enough to get us into playoffs. If not, I'm still incredibly impressed with 10-5 because you guys know I'm not any amazing Wi-Fi battler to begin with or anything like that. So we'll see what happens, and I hope for the best.